Hello everyone, this is Rob and welcome back to Media Awareness. If you are a follower of my channel and decided to watch this video, thank you. I appreciate it. If you're new to my channel, please consider clicking the subscribe button to become part of my YouTube family. I would love to have you. Also, if you are inclined to do so, click the like button and comment below with your thoughts, feelings, whatever. I would love to know your feedback. And if you're not comfortable sharing your information like that publicly, you're welcome to contact me privately at my Facebook. The link will be in the description below as well. And you can send me a message there. I do check my spam folder daily, just in case, and I will respond to you personally. So, welcome back to my spoiler free film suggestion series, episode 10. It's hard to believe that I've done 10 of these now. Um, wow. But I like to kind of highlight films that tend to get buried in the lost, uh, uh, you know, abyss of time because of everything that is out that's new and even old. We tend to get overloaded, and a lot of things that were poignant at one point in time or another can very easily fall through the cracks. Hence the reason I have highlighted the previous films in this series. I'm going to recommend checking out the other spoiler-free film suggestions I have made. As the videos have gone on, I think I have gotten better at doing this, and I enjoy this. This is one of the series that it's not one that gets a lot of attention on my channel, but I do enjoy it. So I hope that you're watching and enjoying it as much as I'm enjoying making it. Also, please consider clicking the bell icon to be notified whenever I upload something new. That will also be helpful. There is a Patreon link below. My Patreon is still not active. It will be active very soon, I promise. And once it is active, you can check out the perks I offer there and consider becoming a Patreon member for those perks I do offer. So, being that we're only a few days away now from Halloween 2022, I thought, well, what can I what can I highlight this week that is horror related and spooky yet somewhat overlooked? And I have two films that I was kind of toying with. But today I thought, well, I'm going to do one today and a bonus episode of this series probably on Sunday. So you'll get to see the other movie I had in mind because they're both excellent. And this time we have the classic 1970 film House of Dark Shadows. This film is something that I was fortunate enough to stumble across in the early 1990s at a video store on VHS, and I rented it countless times, along with its sequel, yet not sequel, Night of Dark Shadows. This film is just amazing. For those of you who do not know, in the early 1990s, there was a Dark Shadows revival. There was a new series, a sort of reimagining, retelling of the classic 1960s series. And it was generally really well received, but I don't think the networks really knew how many people loved it at the time. So, while those of us like myself eagerly waited and waited and waited for a season two, which never happened, um, we also ventured back into the vaults of time, exploring the original Dark Shadows series, both in black and white and then eventually in color. And it's really, the TV shows series is something I will cover in a separate retrospective, possibly. Once I actually have the entire series, I'm still working on collecting those Dark Shadows DVDs, but Dark Shadows is was a gothic soap opera, and it had elements of witchcraft, vampirism, lycanthropy, time travel, and just so much more. And it was done so well. The acting was sublime. The actors were just perfect for every role that they were cast in. And with the introduction of the vampire Barnabas Collins, the show really picked up steam. It wasn't doing well at that point in time, and the writers sort of wrote in this plot line involving an ancestor of theirs named Barnabas, and we get um, his quote unquote cousin um, in modern day, which was 1960s, and then of course modern day again, which was 1970 for the film, and 1991 I think for the actual remade series. There is one specific plot line that is very well known about Dark Shadows, and that's the Barnabas Collins origin story plotline. And this film follows the the main aspects of that particular plotline pretty much beat by beat initially. It does then change course, but that's only natural to tell a story in its own way. Um, I I loved this film, and I was fortunate enough to get House of Dark Shadows and Night of Dark Shadows on Blu-ray for $20 for both about 2 years ago. They're now quite extravagantly expensive. House of Dark Shadows, though, without going into too much, like I said, it does take one plot line from the original TV series, and that's the origin of Barnabas Collins. And it kind of takes you through a sped up version of the events that happen in the series. If people aren't necessarily vested in exploring the series as a whole, they can watch House of Dark Shadows and really experience the same sort of macabre and mysterious elements that made the show so engaging. You have a lot of the same characters from the show. There is a slightly different plot line. There's one character specifically, I will not spoil it, who is missing from the movie, sadly. And I still enjoy this film. It's very well shot, and Dan Curtis did a phenomenal job on this film. Jonathan as Barnabas Collins is really in top form. And by this point, he was burned out. Yet you would not know it. He gives a stellar performance, and it is just some of the most riveting moments in Dark Shadows history. In fact, he comes off as being slightly more creepy and terrifying in this iteration than in the original, if that's even possible. But he really does, in my opinion, personally. So, if you have the opportunity, this is available on Amazon to stream. There we go. And it's something that I don't think enough people know about, or if they have heard, they now know Dark Shadows as being a comedic property of something that was taken too seriously back in the day. I don't think you could ever take something too seriously, especially when it's something fictional. You can love it all you want, you can embrace it all you want, but taking something seriously, it's not a bad thing. It's passion, and we have passion. Those of us who like Dark Shadows, for everything Dark Shadows, and one of those things happens to be of Dark Shadows. Because the Tim Burton and Johnny Depp film did not do as well as anticipated, the House of Dark Shadows film and Night of Dark Shadows were never really made available in a higher format to view as far as visual quality and sound quality. Night of Dark Shadows had a lot of scenes cut, but I will cover that when I cover that film. In this case, House of Dark Shadows is just a must watch for anyone. So please check out House of Dark Shadows. Let me know if you have seen it, what you think of Dark Shadows as a whole, whether you like or don't like the Johnny Depp and Tim Burton remake, and if you have a point of comparison for the reason why you like it. If you perhaps saw the classic series and thought it was too cheesy or too low budget, as many people tend to do with Doctor Who, the classic episodes in comparison to the new episodes. Anything that's older is not necessarily going to look better, but it doesn't mean that there's a lack of storytelling. And in the case of Dark Shadows, the story was rich, the acting was superb, and the direction was top notch. When the cameraman wouldn't fall and you'd get all kind of crazy camera angles. That only happened in the TV series. It did not happen in the films. So, check out House of Dark Shadows, 1970, and let me know your thoughts. This is Rob with Meteorness. I hope you're having a very happy Halloween season so far, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.